Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, as always, my good buddy Rob. He's over here.
I'm over there.
You're
Hi.
over here.
How you doing, fella?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, super.
Everything is super.
Everything's just so darn super.
And right now, if I look at that.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, look at that. It is May 18th, everybody. And look at that. You can see that going on right there. For the audio portion of the podcast, it is snowing outside my window right now. So,
yes.
Hey, welcome to Alberta in May.
Welcome to Alberta.
You don't like the weather? Wait 15 minutes.
That's right. It'll be plus 20 on the weekend.
It really is. It's going to be. I was already checking when I seen the snow coming. I'm like, how long is this going to be? It's going to be like 22 on Saturday or something. Yeah.
Gonna be good.
Yeah. Awesome. So, yeah. You're doing all right. I'm doing all right. I got a tiny bit of housekeeping. We still have free games to give away, folks. Come on. You're killing me here. How do you not want free stuff? It's just an email. I would get it telepathically from you if I could. Just send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. Say, gimme codes. Gimme codes, people. That's all it's got. Even gimme. I'll even take a gimme.
Even a G.
A G. A G. I would even go with a G. I'll know what it's about if you just send the letter G.
This game code brought to you by the letter G.
By the letter G. Hey G, just send a G for the kids out there.
From the early 2000s, I guess. Or maybe, possibly even the 1990s. I think that's when...
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's all right. 1990s was only 5 years ago, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the kids of the G's. Just G minors. G minors.
Right.
All right. That's enough tomfoolery. I was looking at the metrics and I see that we have a lot of drop off in the first 3 to 4 minutes of
I
the...
can't imagine why.
I can't imagine why either.
Like, what are these guys doing?
I tuned in for the video game news, not blathering.
So let's give the people what they want then.
Right.
Taking my shirt off. No one's wanting that.
All right. This is, let's move on into the news then. First up, Microsoft is trying to circumvent the old scalpers, and they're trying this out in the States right now, that if you're an Xbox Insider and you have the Xbox Insider app on your Xbox One right now, you can register for a chance to be selected to purchase a Series S or a Series X.
So you can use your Xbox to get an Xbox for your Xbox.
Yeah.
Xboxception.
Xboxception. But I mean, you know what? I love this idea. It ties one to an account.
Yep, that's
and
true.
I have a feeling if Microsoft and Sony had a lot more their way, that they really embrace this. Like, if they could sell every one of their PlayStations or Xboxes just through their current console. But it just doesn't work like that. There's just too many retailers and
too many people who might not have the previous generation or switching from Xbox to PlayStation, right? And I will say this: the Series S is actually getting they're out there now.
Oh
They're
yeah.
in quite a few stores. Yeah, I was in a Walmart yesterday, and they had a couple of them there. And searching the interwebs, the Series S, they've done a good job of kind of getting them back in. Like the X is still, um, you know, a
Yeah.
dodo. But
What'd you call me?
oh, you heard me.
That was for you, Jeremy. If you're
There you
watching.
go. Oh no, I refuse. Yeah.
But hey, Bats, I haven't seen one yet, but I also still not going to stores a whole lot. So
Yeah. I actually started going to the Walmart by my place to pick up groceries because the Safeway by my place stopped giving out bags. So I'm like,
oh, they're going the route of the
yep,
Sobeys.
yep. So for
Yeah.
the first couple of weeks until I before I forgive them, I've been going to Walmart. So
You're probably spending half the amount on groceries.
that's the other thing too. Safeway was never the cheapest. It was just it was a nice relax. It was a lot easier to go in, and this is not an ad for Safeway.
No, not at all.
But because I'm in the Walmart looking for groceries, I walk by the video game section.
Of
And
course, of
yeah.
course. Opposite ends of a store, but you have to do the loop.
Oh,
I do it
exactly.
too. I've got the whole loop set up where
Yep.
where I work my basically one end of the store to the other. You know,
Yep.
Segwaying, it's what we're known for. But
Oh, yeah.
they're shutting down my Safeway in town here. Yeah,
Really?
it's gonna become a Freshco, or
Okay.
it's basically Sobeys answer to Superstore.
Hmm.
And I guess they're all out east right now. Like there's a ton of them
Okay.
out east, but
That sounds fresh.
it does, right? Freshco, yo.
Yeah. Grocery stores, one of like 6 things that haven't been affected by COVID
Yes.
because everyone still needs food.
But I was shocked because I went there last week
Mhm.
and they've started compressing the shelves. So the bottom shelf is empty and the top shelf is just like the middle three.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening here. So apparently, end of this month it closes down. But you know
There you
what?
go.
This is a game. This is a show of video games.
We
Way
did this again.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
way on a tangent.
so Series S, they're out there.
They're out there.
In lots of stores. You can get one if you want.
Watch for Xbox O to expand the chance of buying them through your Xbox Ones. We'll report on that if anything changes.
Unless we forget. Which happens.
Yeah.
We
It happens. We're old.
Unless they put No Man's Sky in the title of the article, and then we'll make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Sorry. Next story.
So EA did some backpedaling.
No.
Yep. They had promised and initially stated that when Battlefield 6 comes out later this year, it will only be a next gen title. And they were standing by that until this week, where they announced that, yeah, we're probably going to bring it to Xbox One and PS4, which, you know what, it's got to be completely to deal with the fact that PS5s and the Xbox Series consoles are so hard to come by still.
Yep.
And they're going to be for quite some time. So they said that what'll probably happen, and I don't remember this because I wasn't really into the consoles at the time. But when Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, no, when Battlefield 1 came out, it on the PS3, for example, the maximum number of people in a match would be like 32 compared to 64, but on the PS4 it was the 64. So they have smaller maps, little lower fidelity,
Right.
that sort of thing. So they're just imagining if that's what's going to happen here with them having a backwards compatible version.
So was 1 before 5, but
After 4? Yes.
after 4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
You
a
got
series
it.
made by Xbox?
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been a Battlefield guy.
Mm-hmm.
5 definitely not my favorite. Battlefield 4, BF4 for life.
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
is it's funny because I've been reading a bunch of articles here, and that's what people are like. They're saying that like they need to go back to the Battlefield 4 formula.
Right.
Battlefield 5, it's a lot. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a lot, and not in the good way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they have the original Battlefield, not Battlefield 1, but the original Battlefield that came out.
Mm-hmm.
They had the first 3, and then 4 was just perfection. Yeah, so it will be the rare time that I'm going to pick up a game right when it launches. An EA game at that. Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Oh, huge news from Sony this week, Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Related to their PS5 console.
Related to their PS5 console. So, Sony announced there's going to be new colors for their controllers. Yeah.
This is not a joke.
This is not a joke.
This is real.
So
yeah.
you will be able to buy either the Midnight Black or the Cosmic Red controller long before you'll be able to buy yourself a console, just in preparation.
Yeah. And they had a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's purple.
It's Cosmic Red, Rob. Cosmic Red.
Cosmic. Good for them.
Yeah. So yeah, new colors of Sony controllers coming out. Put out a 1-minute trailer about that this week. Can't get you consoles, but here's some more controllers for you.
It's been a crazy week, or crazy couple of weeks. I mean, first Stadia releases a search bar. Now you can buy controllers for the PS5. I mean, man, what's next?
Exactly.
Segue to the next
story here. So Sega had their what's it called? Their fiscal year-end report.
Yeah.
Conference call for their earnings.
Yeah.
And the thing that got people excited is that they talked about examples of past IPs and dormant IPs that they're going to be looking into in this coming year. And they just gave off it could be just a list of like examples, but they had Crazy Taxi on there, Jet Set Radio. I don't know what Space Channel 5 was.
Space Channel 5 was based on a comic book, I believe, but it was a really popular Dreamcast game, I want to say.
Okay.
Kind of it was like they were on a space station, and you'd recognize the character, the female character, if you saw her.
Oh, okay.
But it was good times.
Okay. But they also they mentioned Panzer Dragoon, which is weird because there's a remake of it right now on the Switch, isn't there?
There sure is. Which I guess is why it could be a lot of just examples, but because they also have what was another one they just did? Streets of Rage, right?
Yeah, Streets of Rage, yeah. But they also mentioned Shinobi, Virtual Fighter, Altered Beast, House of the Dead, which there's that too. There's a remake coming to the Switch here right away.
Yeah, you bet.
And they have Streets of Rage under the past IPs, so yeah. And we discovered there's a remaster of Sonic Colors from this article too.
Yes.
I had no idea what it was, but you educated me on that.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was an interesting choice to pick first. I have to say, probably because it was one that it's easier. because it's already pretty close to high def. It was a very good looking Wii game. So making that high def is probably the least amount of effort for
right. But I mean, this is exciting. You know what? I was very disappointed by can't even remember the name of it now. Taxi Chaos.
Oh yeah.
The game that just came out here not too long ago. Yeah, I need some actual Crazy Taxi. Give us a remaster of 1 through 3. Bam, 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 bam. Do it, Sega.
Yeah, Sega. They'll surprise us every now and then because we didn't think they were going to do an actual classic mini there.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept giving it to Games to destroy. And then they're like, you know what? Let's do one. And it was damn good.
Yeah, it's true, right?
And so when they put their mind to it, they just got to be poked the right way. And I wonder if some of these ports, these rip-off ports, are starting to poke them into maybe thinking of remastering some of their own games, because there have been a few bad ones where it's just like someone else kind of makes one in the spirit of, and it is hot garbage.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hot garbage indeed. Taxi Chaos. So, a very important app launched on the Switch this past week.
Sure did. Got a lot of coverage.
There's got a lot of coverage, and you know what? Because of this coverage, the guy who made this app probably made $1 billion because somebody had the genius idea of selling a calculator app on the Switch.
Yeah, like a standard looking scientific calculator.
Actually, the color scheme looks like the iPhone calculator.
Yeah, it looks like every one ever made for a phone in the last 20 years.
But the thing is it's $9.99 American, and like it worked out to like 12 something Canadian for this app. Like,
yeah, for something that most phones come with free, or if not 99 cents.
Yeah, there's I tried looking and I couldn't find anything, but there's no other productivity type apps on the Switch. Like, nothing. And this really seems like a miss. This really seems like a miss for Nintendo.
Yeah, it doesn't really have the battery life to be like a PDA type thing, right? Nor are you sticking it in your pocket.
No, exactly.
And kids are probably not using it to, if they're picking up the Switch, it's going to be to play the Marios.
Yeah.
Or the other video games that they have on the Switch. There's other ones.
It's funny you mention that. Like I read so many articles where people are like, just give me friggin' Netflix on there already. God. But it's like, again, the battery life and everything, like there's YouTube on there already. That's fine.
Yeah.
You watch a couple of videos here and there between games if you want, but
yeah, I mean, if Netflix wanted it on there, it would probably have been pushed to it already, right?
Yeah. But the same developer who created the calculator app followed up this week. So last week he released calculator app. There's week
more?
Yeah, this week he launched Xylophone app.
Oh, did he?
Yes. Yeah. And,
well, there it is right there. Holy mackerel.
And apparently also the same company made a piano app on the Switch, and I guess the Xylophone app looks suspiciously just like a reskin of the piano app.
Oh dear.
So but you know what? Like, if they're putting them out there, people got to be buying these, right? I know a lot of people bought that calculator app just out of the out of the joking of it, but by doing that, you supported something ridiculous.
It says that people were even jokingly performing speed runs.
Awesome.
Sure. That's the most 2021 thing.
Yeah.
Well, good for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess you've seen a need, and
But with all those people who did the speed runs and did the reviews, there's probably still more people using Calculator than using Stadia.
oh,
Which leads us into...
do you want to take this one, since I know you love Stadia so much?
Oh yeah, I still, for all the hate, I still hope at some point they're gonna pull their heads out of their butts. But again, in the news yesterday, Google has stated that cloud gaming platform Stadia is alive and well. Following a slew of headlines that suggest the Stadia platform, still in its relative infancy, is suffering from numerous setbacks. We're well on our way to over 100 new games launching in Stadia in 2021. Yeah.
Also quoted, Stadia said, "News of my death have been greatly exaggerated."
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, evidently building on the strength of their last announcement about having a search bar in the store now, so they're saying it's alive and well, and I'm doing air quotes for anyone on the audio podcast because it's ridiculous. It's about as alive and well as the Ouya is. But Google is no longer publishing figures regarding Stadia sales, subscriptions, or users.
Yeah.
So tell me again how alive and well it is that they're ashamed of saying who's using it.
Awesome.
Ryan and I were just talking about this before we launched the show, and if Stadia wants to swing this out, they got to go like Epic did and just be like, you know what? Let's lose a bunch of money on some games. Let's do some 25-30% off sales. Because the whole reason no one's buying this or playing this is because you pay the same amount for the game as you would for it on PC or console. And it's most of the time a lower quality experience. Except for Cyberpunk, which ran really well for some reason. But if the game was 25% off, people would be like more likely to be like, okay, it might not be as good, but 25% off is an incentive for me to maybe give it a try.
Yeah.
They got to do something. They're Google. They don't have to make money on this right away.
Yeah. But get some people committed to it, because right now, like, say I wanted to play Cyberpunk, and I wanted to play it on Stadia because I heard about the great experience there.
Mm-hmm.
My worry would be, I'm going to go drop $80 on a Google product that is not 100% like stable, it seems like.
Yeah.
And
you don't know if it's going to be around in 6 months.
Yeah, I would just much rather I'll go to Good Old Games or whatever and buy my copy there, or on Steam, whatever, right?
Yep.
I know those guys ain't going anywhere.
Yep. And
as much as I wanted to play it on the old Stadia.
Mm-hmm. And if you're unless you're paying the $10 a month or $12 a month or whatever it is, you can't play it in 4K. So if you're going to spend the same amount of money on the game anyway, why not get it for your PC or your PS5 or your... I mean, granted, you can't buy those, but...
something of the way Stadia works, I just thought of something. So if I bought Cyberpunk, I'm restricted to the 4K version, but if I wasn't subscribed, I could still play it.
Yes, if you could, once you buy the game, like I can go back and play anything I've bought.
Okay.
At 1080p.
Okay.
But if I subscribe to the monthly fee, then I can play it in 4K.
I was going to be like, that is double. That is like, so not only did I just drop $80 on a game, but I'm going to have to pay $10 a month to be able to play it too.
Yeah, no, you can still play it.
Just in
It's
1080.
1080p. Yeah. Which again, if it was $20 cheaper,
Something,
you might be like, okay,
yeah, that could be overlooked.
yeah, it'd be something. I guess they're just not betting on gamers. I don't know. I had a segue planned. It's gone. Betting, gambling, money.
Hey,
Out of Ryan.
you know what I heard, Rob?
What'd you hear?
I heard that Sony filed a patent for a betting service that's going to accept Bitcoin and in-game items.
Not related to loot boxes.
Nope, not related to loot boxes. So the the patent itself suggests a system where viewers of live-streamed esports events such as fighting game tournaments would be able to bet on the outcome of the matches while watching the action play out in real time. The system will work via a user interface overlay that could be brought up over the stream in order for the user to place bets. So, we reported a little while ago that they purchased the EVO fighting championships, which is the event, worldwide event of all the fighting games. And this just looks like it's an add-on to it. But the patent also references that the game consoles such as Sony PlayStation or game consoles made by Microsoft, Nintendo, or other manufacturers of virtual reality headsets, augmented reality headsets, and portable televisions, example, smart TVs, internet-enabled TVs, portable computers, and laptops, could also utilize this. So you're watching the streamed EVO event, like maybe they put an EVO app on on Microsoft, and you can watch and bet. And it's I don't know. They're trying. I guess these are the different things that Sony's trying.
And betting in sports and esports is a huge business.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess. So how long till we have our first esports scandal where someone throws a match and they bet on the other guy?
Yeah. There you go, right?
Do
you remember this just reminded me, do you remember Diablo 3?
The game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But do you remember the auction house that was out at the beginning?
Yes. Yeah.
Where you could actually like grind for items that could be sold for real money.
Yeah, that went over really well.
Yeah.
But to Blizzard's credit, they realized it was a bad idea and got rid of it.
Yeah, I think I had read at the time they had hoped that to bring that over to WoW. If it worked out well in Diablo. So
yeah. Sure did. But now that Activision owns them, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Diablo 4 will have loot boxes.
If we're lucky.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, they're going to light things on fire if they have loot boxes in Diablo.
You know what? They got the Diablo Immortal, the mobile game.
Right.
That's where you'll get your loot boxes.
Right. Isn't that game supposed to have been out like a year ago now?
Yeah, it's in beta, I've heard right now. Anyways, yeah, Sony
Sony gambling.
Sony perpetuating gambling. We'll see what comes of that. Apparently this was big news today. I kind of greeted it with a big meh. But GTA 5 coming to next gen was announced today as coming on November 11th, 2021.
Okay. Wasn't that at one point going to be like a launch thing you got when you bought it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Rockstar reiterated its deal with Sony. The new standalone version of GTA Online will be available for free exclusively to PlayStation 5 players during the first 3 months. So does that mean free for people to download and have? Or is there a monthly fee to play GTA Online?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Not really my style of game.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't think there was. Maybe that's I guess you could read it either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is apparently huge news today. I'm like, you know what? I own it on like 4 things already.
It's been on a few things, yeah.
I'm not.
Like that was a PlayStation 3 game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, good for them.
GTA 5 and Skyrim will just be on every
It's just going to be on
console
everything. Yeah.
from
Absolutely.
now until the end of eternity. Like.
Yep. Oh, it's funny. Oh.
So this next one I think is you. Because I never opened an article on it, so you're gonna have to steer the boat on this one.
I got very excited about this. I was on the YouTubes during my lunch break today, and big news because we talked about this. Evercade, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite ways to pass a couple hours at a time. Great little handheld system, beautiful screen, really well done. The cartridges are just, it's collector OCD. The box, little cases are numbered. So when you're a collector and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, your brain's like, I got to get the other ones. What are they on? Like in television class? I don't even care. Just
I need 6 through 8.
I need these so they look right on the shelf. Anyway, sorry. Evercade has announced that in November they're going to bring some arcade arcade ROMs because people have been saying these are great. These are the 8-bit versions of everything, the 16-bit versions of everything. When do you get an arcade ROMs? And Evercade's like, here you go. So November, there's a trailer right now. And I'll link that on. I don't think I posted it on the page yet. But it's funny because 3 of these companies, there's 4 cartridges coming, multi-game cartridges. They're going to have a Technos arcade pack, a Data East arcade pack, Galeco, which from what I understand is a Spanish company that, and some of the games, like some of them looked familiar, but I don't really recall. But honestly, and I'm saying this non-ironically, the one I am excited most about is the Atari arcade one. Because the whole point of our channel is we're older gamers. We're old. I mean, some of us older than others, but we're both fairly. We remember a lot of these with a lot of love. And the Atari one's it's going back to Breakout. It's going back to Lunar Lander. And honestly, I have not played Lunar Lander. I mean, there's been all sorts of rip-offs and things, but the actual real Lunar Lander, and honestly, it's funny because I feel like this is a kind of a poke at the Atari VCS, where it's like, oh, you got those classics? That's cool. So does everyone else now. You can get it on PC and everything else. And so very exciting to see some of these. Like right now I'm looking at the Data East cartridge, and the chef from Burger Time is staring right at me. And I have the arcade ROM for Burger Time, and roughly like Ryan has with Skyrim and GTA 5. I've got it roughly on 12 different devices. But I will buy this again. This is great. This is absolutely wonderful. I'm very excited about this. The price point's going to be the same. They said they're not going to raise the prices for this. But just looking at some of the games in here, of course, you got Double Dragon 2 and 3, Bad Dudes, Crystal Castles. You've got oh boy, I see Centipede in there. Yeah, just lots of really good ones. I am super happy that the Evercade has taken off. When it first came out, it seemed like it might be a little bit of a niche product, but it is getting a lot of love, a lot of publicity from, and I'm very excited to add these to the collection in November. At the same time that the Evercade VS is going to come out, which people are saying is probably Versus, but they haven't actually said, so it could be the VS. Yeah, November 3rd, it's going to be released alongside it. November 3rd, 2021.
So, Mania Challenge, that excites me. I used to play that a lot in the arcade.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the old wrestling game there.
Yeah.
Another one that caught my attention was on the Data East ones here.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja.
Yes. Yep.
I don't ever recall playing that. Or even like hearing about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the trailer, I even got like triply excited. I had to look up in the trailer because I thought maybe Slap Fight was coming in one of these packs because it really looked like a quick blip of it in the trailer. But it turned out it's this game Darwin 4078 is what I saw.
Yes. Looks like a pretty good little shooter.
Yeah, it really does. And I remember Sly Spy. Remember that in the arcade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me one of these because.
And the great thing is that these agreements, like Data East, Technos, they've already got agreements with them. So it was probably just a matter of, hey, we've already got the rights to the 8-bit games. How about you let us have the arcade ROMs too? We'll give you a little bit of money.
Something kind of interesting I'm noticing on the labeling of stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
They put, I'm on the official site here.
Oh yeah.
And they put ones behind these.
So there'll be sequels, and makes sense. I mean, Data East by themselves, I mean, it's a lot of games. Very excited.
What? So these two here, the Bitmap brothers, the Bitmap brothers and the Mega Cat Studios, are these newer? Are these newer studios or?
Oh, you're on the. Let me just pull up the page here.
Yeah, sorry. Are these must be new games made for these systems because I don't believe I've heard of any of these.
Let me just pull up the cartridges here. Of course, everything when I search Evercade is okay.
Evercade.co.uk.
Thank you. I was like, Evercade.com is not working. .co.uk. Here we go. Cartridges. So in case that oh yeah, Mega Cat, yeah, you know what? This is a company that bought, them and someone else who bought a no, sorry. Mega Cat's indie games.
Okay.
Like they make their own games. There's another company that makes who's the one here? Bitmap Brothers I hadn't heard of, actually. That's just brand new. But there's another company here, Pico, that buys games where the license went away or the company no longer is around, and so they bring back. So they didn't actually develop any of these games, but they bought the rights to them.
Okay.
Because they've got like Top Racer, Soccer Kid, Barkley, Hoop. Oh, Hoop, Shut Up and Jam. Okay, so they had to get rid of the Barkley, probably because that's licensed.
But yeah, they got Eight Eyes and The Immortal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they those are all games that they bought the license from someone else, probably, who was just looking to get rid of it or inherited it by buying the parent company or something like that. So
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Evercade, yeah, I gotta get me one of these.
You won't be upset. It's priced really well. And I mean, I can hear people screaming through their screens right now. You can just emulate these. And I'm like, if you want to, it's still there. That option's not being taken away from you. But this is a way to get licensed ROMs on a handheld that's pretty sweet. And yeah, but you don't have to if you don't want.
So you know what? I'll use this as a segue because this my retro pick this week. I played the game Narc,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I played it on the. Still got it here. I played it on the Midway Treasures. Arcade Treasures, Midway Arcade Treasures too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Like, I tried to get RetroArch working, and the only thing I was looking for was a ROM for a Narc.
Yeah.
And I tried and I downloaded and I just ended up giving up in frustration. So then I was like, where else can I play this? And I remembered these Midway Treasures.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's like, you know what? I guess if you want to search and find and go about it maybe in not such a legal fashion, you can play the ROMs that way. But I got this GameCube version, and check it out. It's on our page. I ended up playing like 30 minutes of it.
Yep.
And there, just get right into it. And man, that game is that's a quarter eater. If I didn't remember it being such a quarter eater like that. But there's literally like some of the bad guys that come at you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. And I'm sure there's someone who speed runs Narc, but those people, they're not human.
No.
It's a very hard game.
Well, I forgot that it seemed like if you crouched all the time in the game, you didn't get hit anywhere near as much. And so I was like, kind of something I adopted as I was playing.
Yeah, I was screaming at the screen when I was watching you play for the first little bit. I'm like, crouch! It told you how to crouch! But that only really works for the first level anyway, till you hit those guys that throw the drug needles at you.
The hypodermics at you, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was like, oh crap! They just get you right into this because man, there's no easing yourself into that game. You're on the streets and they're shooting at you.
That's right. The car explodes. You're flown through the air, and then many cars explode in that game.
Oh yeah, man! I was so tickled with it. I totally forgot about the part, like the bridge part, where you hop in the car and like
drive 10 feet.
Yeah, drive 10 feet. But sometimes there's a big crowd of guys, and you just run them. Yeah. Like I do remember that game being on some watch lists for like violence in the 90s. So when you're watching it there, do you remember when the dogs would attack you? That there'd be a little sensor thing that would come over?
No.
In the arcade?
I heard you talking about it, but I didn't remember it personally. But
okay. I'm trying to remember if it was the dogs or maybe there's something later on that dismembers you.
Right.
And the sensor. Because this little banner would come up and it said it like it was stamped. It was like censored. Yeah, but the other thing I was trying to do, and I was trying to make it happen in there, is if you I couldn't remember exactly what happened, but if you stand up and crouch by the prostitutes, like you do it a bunch of times.
I was trying to figure out what you were doing there,
but there's just too much coming at me to be able to.
While you're doing that, you're being shot at repeatedly.
But I'm gonna pick a couple more off here and play them because this is a great collection. Great collection.
It is. It is. Which is why I've got one too.
Ooh. So I'll just go into what I've been playing since I'm talking already, and then
yeah.
Okay, so uh, other games I tried this past week. I played the game Otherside. I'm playing it on PC.
Hmm.
The trailer for this game got me, and I had it on my Steam watch list for a long time, and it finally went on sale. But it's got a very like heaven and hell, um, angels and demons, like battling, and a really great art style, like all just like black, whites, and reds.
Okay.
Black, whites, grays, and reds.
Mhm.
Um, it's a turn based, like very XCOM
Hmm.
like. I've put a few hours into it, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole system where most of those turn based games they give you like, you can move your character this amount and then you can do a movement. Well, this one it kind of gives you like mana, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
They call it AP. I can't remember that stands for, but
Right.
um, so you have an amount of AP, and movement and your actions all cost AP. So
Mhm.
sometimes if you just move a little bit, it's not a set amount. So if you move one square, do an action, and then you could actually move some more if you wanted to.
Okay.
But on top of that, there's a timeline at the bottom. I'm still wrapping my head around that whole mechanic because it it shows you the order of how everybody should be moving, including you and the enemies. Like,
Okay.
and it changes based on the amount of AP you use as well. So I haven't quite figured out that part of the strategy of it yet, but um, I'm other than that, I'm definitely liking it. It's very unique, gorgeous to look at, and I'm having fun, even if I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing.
Sure. Sure.
Um, the other game I tried is the Oregon Trail.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, eh? Just this little game, you know,
Yep. Yep.
way back
Yep.
when. Uh, it's an Apple Arcade exclusive.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask how you're playing it. All
Yeah,
right.
Apple Arcade exclusive. Game Loft has the license for it now.
Which
Yeah,
is yeah. Okay.
so they made this game, and it's yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I played it quite a bit this past this past week. Find
Now
myself,
that's something you should stream.
yeah.
Is he going to ford the river?
So I I had a because I mean we're talking 30 plus years ago now, Rob.
Oh yeah.
The last
Yep.
time I really played this game.
Yep.
Um, there wasn't a running around shooting part, right? Like
Yep.
when you're hunting. Yeah,
Yep.
there was.
Yep.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember doing this, but okay. So yeah, that's in there. Yeah, it's basically all updated graphics. There's a big message the first time you start it,
Mhm.
saying that they've incorporated some, basically boils down to sensitivities towards Native Americans,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because a lot of this game is viewed from the side of invading the West.
Sure. Sure.
So I mean, there is cool things in this now too. Like, so as you're just playing the regular game, you unlock like special maps, which are just short runs, but it's like the winter run where you gotta make it, through a heavily snowing area, or but
Mhm.
you unlock all these challenges. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
All these
Gotcha.
challenges to try out in the game.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's got a very, very deep like collecting system too. Like as you're watching the guys just walking along the trail,
Mhm.
animals appear, and if you tap them, like it adds them to like your watch list, and like you
That's the game
collect.
loftization of the
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well,
but
cool.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Right on.
I also took a tour down to River City Ransom this week. Put a bunch of time into that. I don't know. I was in that Double Dragon and Kunyu Kun
Yep.
collection,
Mhm.
and I got in there and I played some Double Dragon just because I've been seeing a lot of it going on because of Golden Week a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and then I always get in there, and I played a bunch of Double Dragon, and then I was playing some dodgeball. And I'm like, man, I really haven't put any time into River City Ransom in a long time.
Yep. Yeah.
But man, the special versions of all these old 8-bit games that they put in there, man, they look and play so good now.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no screen flicker. There's like they just cleaned up the it just, yeah, awesome. So if you look at that list, I mean, over half the list of the games in there never came out in North America.
Yeah.
And but you know what? There's some great stuff on there. And last but not least, I got into some Assassin's Creed 3 on the Switch. I picked up the remaster. I kind of I was craving like that single player like adventure type game,
Sure.
and I don't really want to go back and play Zelda. I don't know, that seems like a pretty harrowing harrowing task, and there's not much left in the game I have saved for me to do. So this was on sale. I picked it up for $20. So I've heard some good things about it. I'm liking the parkour in it. Parkour right off the bat. It's very, very easy to use. One thing I was talking to you guys about earlier though, and I wasn't sure if this was meant to be in the game or if it was just something that came out of the port or the remaster or whatever. But
yep.
When the cutscenes are loading, they'll be like it's like they can only load them in small sections or something. Like they can't play them fully out. So you'll watch like a minute of a cutscene and suddenly there'll be a hard white like bam screen, like just your screen goes white, and then it continues with the cutscene. Like it's almost like at that point it changes camera angles.
Yep.
And like I was like, well, maybe this has something to do with like the whole aesthetic of like the Animus and like their future and past stuff, and like I'm like, whatever it is, I don't really like it. But if it's meant to be like that, okay. But you know, I've only put in a couple hours. I'll keep an eye on that. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. Pretty happy with that purchase.
Excellent.
And that's all I've been up to. What about you, Rob? What you been playing?
Well, continuing with your string of playing 30-year-old games, I picked up Capcom Stadium for the Switch.
All 3 packs?
All 3 packs.
Bam! Nice.
And so I played like 3 or 4 hours over the weekend of shooters. I just kept picking shooters.
Yeah.
1941. I was playing some 1940. I think it's 40X. They call it the Loop Master.
Oh yeah, yeah.
1944, the Loop Master. There's another game called 19XDX. That's the war against Destiny. There was no Street Fighter played. I was never any good at that game. But it was interesting because you can play either on a lot of the games. You can play either the English or the Japanese ROM. You can just switch between the two. And there are some games in here that I'm not sure what happened, but I was going through the list and I'm like, that looks like Mercs. Why is it not called Mercs?
Oh.
And it's because they only had the Japanese ROM, so it's, I'm going to butcher this, Senjo no Okami 2. Yeah. Or I think that might be 2 or it might be 2 eyes. But it is Mercs.
Oh.
It's the Japanese version of Mercs.
Okay.
And there was another game like that where it was, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's...
Sorry, I'm just checking if it's still snowing.
It's where they'd have a game that'd be like, oh, I know that game, and it's like just the Japanese ROM. But honestly, there's so much arcade goodness in this pack. Like, yeah, like even for just shooters, like it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for it to go on sale because I'm a cheap gamer like that.
Right, absolutely.
But I mean, there's so, like we talked about this before, there's so much love put into these ports.
Yep.
Like the arcade version where it has that convex in the middle where it's on because it's like looking at an old tabletop, like an old CRT monitor where it's got that little curve to it. Like it's just
they put a lot of effort into this. It's not a cheap port per se. And actually, I was just looking at the top here. On May 25th, so 1 week from when we're filming this, it's going to be available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Which means as soon as it's on PC, it will be on sale at some point.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun. And even if you just you pay for the packs, but even if you just pick up the game itself for Switch, you do get Ghosts and Goblins in 1943 for free.
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt to pick it up and kind of see what we're talking about. It's a lot of love in it. And it's got the scan line options, and you can rotate the screen and all the usual shenanigans that go on with this kind of pack. But Capcom's they're doing more Capcom stuff. And the other game I played a lot of is a little known game. You haven't really heard me talk about it yet, but it's called Octopath Traveller. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, I put another 10 hours in that game over the course of the week. So being a dad and holding a full-time job, which I know is going to blow your guys' minds, but we're not supported by what we do here. Nope. Putting it mildly, but if I get a couple nights a week, 2 or 3 hours, that's a miracle. Like a lot of people out there, you just don't have the time. So I've put 33 hours into this game, and I'm about halfway through.
Nice.
Yeah, it's there's 4 quests for each person. I'm done the first 2 on each of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm still loving it. Like, the story's just a big thing with this game is that you're following 8 different stories. So there will be a couple that feel like a chore doing. Mine is anything involving the hunter. I just do not enjoy that character. And I want to like the thief. I have a hard time giving a crap about him. But that's leaving 6 characters I'm enjoying playing. And you're always controlling 4. You bring them in and out of the party at will. It's a great game. If you haven't picked it up, it's on Game Pass. It's free. Try it out. It's fun.
Definitely. And it looks amazing.
It's funny how much it blows your mind how beautiful it is for the art, the style they went for.
Yeah.
Looks really good. So
it's pretty crazy.
Yep. And I goofed around a little bit with xCloud because I got the 3 months for $1 a month. Finally signed up for Ultimate. Blew the dust off my OG Xbox One. And
nice.
It's xCloud on a phone. I had like an old Android phone, still running better in Stadia. Already more value. So,
and I hear that the xCloud library has a search bar as well.
It does. And a big thing for that is that when I'm playing Octopath, I was playing in the basement here in the game room that you see with some cribs and stuff. But that keeps me away from my family, and I've got a horrible back, so sitting in this chair for any period of time hurts. It's hurting right now. And to be able to quit the game down here, go upstairs, play it on either an Android phone, or I can play it on the Xbox One because it's got more than enough power to play Octopath.
Yeah.
And pick it up where it's gone.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep. It's very
Attack of the hiccups.
I'm so excited I got the hiccups.
xCloud. I'm so excited I got the hiccups.
That's right.
Rob Lego 2021.
Rob Lego 2021. And you can play it on your Xbox Series X that you totally can buy.
Yeah, that's
so that too. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we didn't have anything making us grumpy this week.
No.
I mean, I'll just point this out again.
Yeah, I mean, screw the snow.
It's actually sticking too. Like there's a tree just right here. You can't quite see. Well, I guess you can see that pine tree back there.
Yeah, I could see the needles. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, man, oh man.
And honestly, even if I was kind of grumpy about other things, our Edmonton Oilers are in the playoffs this year, and their first playoff game starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
against the dreaded Winnipeg Jets.
Yep.
Yeah, the only team that's really hard to hate. Honestly, it's like Winnipeg. They live in Winnipeg already. I mean, they've hard to hate them.
Hard to hit them twice.
That's right. It's probably minus 40 there right now. So.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's take this crazy train into the station, and we'll just end the show now. And I'll say, thank you for hanging out. If you've hung out this long with us, according to the metrics, not many of you do.
But we appreciate those.
We love the ones that do. If you want to check out more of our stuff, go to Facebook and search out the Grumpy Old Gamers, or check out our website, thegrumpyoldgamers.com. We post stuff there. Honest.
We have something fairly new there right now.
We do. We absolutely.
Yeah. First thing in a long time, but
yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. And if you want to contact us, let us know if you love us. Let us know if you hate us. Got any questions? Just send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We always love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And other than that, have yourselves a good week, and we'll see you next week. See ya.
Good night.